can overcome any kind of disease and even bring almost every disease into remission just by obtaining these keys I'm about to share with you. And I'm so sure that with these insights, you will surely shift from managing symptoms, you will surely shift from enduring pain to experiencing total and divine healing. Now, let's get into that. You are highly welcome to Prince Olapo's channel. And I'm so thrilled because at the end of this video, you'll be highly blessed. But before we get into that, I would like to share with you common beliefs that has been holding people back. Currently as we speak, many people believe that the answers to their long-term health issues is by getting the right doctors or by getting the best drugs. And for some people, they believe that because they know what is wrong with them, they know what medications to take, and most times leading them to self-medication. Even though this may sound good, but little did they know that it will do them more harm than good. Recent medical results have shown that relying solely on doctors or on drugs without fully understanding what it takes to nurture and protect and even give exactly what the body truly needs doesn't result in lasting healing. Respectfully speaking, Sound Sultan, one of the highly celebrated Nigerian musicians who had access to top medical care and services, eventually came in battle with one of the diseases his influence and wealth could not conquer, and eventually lost to the battle at the age of 44. What about Steve Jobs, one of the wealthiest men at the time of his death? This was a man who had access to best doctors, best treatment, but in the midst of all this, eventually lost to the battle at the age of 56. And to be sincere with you, these were men that had huge impacts in our world. Their presence were a huge gift that the world was really, really happy about, and their absence created a huge vacuum. But it's not about that alone. This scenario, I think, should expand, open our eyes and deepen our knowledge, because it's revealed to us that we need to go beyond contemporary treatment and to be sincere about learning what it takes to truly nurture and provide what the body truly needs. Which leads me to one of the major and most important key to overcoming any kind of disease, and that is understanding the disease. The book of Proverbs chapter 4 verse 7 helps us understand that getting wisdom is the principal thing. And it says, get wisdom, and in all thy getting, get understanding. In this context, I'm not talking about the awareness of the disease you are battling. I'm not talking about the awareness that you are suffering from a particular disease, the awareness that you know that you have diabetes, you have hypertension, you have arthritis, or the rest. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm referring to understanding the nature of the disease. First of all, you are not an animal because you possess immense nature. And one of the reasons why you are battling with that disease for years is because consciously or unconsciously, you have possessed the nature of the disease. For example, now, you are not battling hypertension because hypertension simply exists. No, you are struggling with it because you've adopted its characteristics. There is an internal factor that sustains its presence and its life within you. And that is why you find it difficult to overcome it. No wonder the scripture says, my people perish because they lack knowledge. To be sincere with you, many times, this scripture baffles me a lot. And let's get into what I mean by understanding the nature of any particular disease. Because many people think that their biggest stress is the disease they are battling. And to be sincere with you, it is not. The biggest threat you are not aware about is the vast ignorance surrounding the nature of the disease. For instance, diabetes, for many people, they think it's about high blood sugar. And diabetes is primarily about insulin resistance, a condition whereby the body cells are not responding properly to insulin. And for your understanding, insulin acts as a worker that helps the body cells to absorb glucose gotten from food. And anytime there is insulin resistance, It shows that the glucose are not absorbed by the cells anymore. So what next? It starts staying in your bloodstream. And in the long run, they keep accumulating, leading to high blood sugar. Can you see the journey now? Wow. But painfully so, without this knowledge, many people have become victims of ineffective, misleading drugs that masquerade as solution. I'm so sure that you'll be so much happy if you can see your disease disappear in a couple of weeks. Because by understanding the nature of the disease, this won't only lead you, but as well usher you on the path to lasting and divine healing. I assure you. Another key to overcoming any kind of disease is focusing on your diet and your lifestyle. Hmm? That sounds familiar, right? Hmm, that's true. But this is where the problem lies. As humans, we tend to lose focus quickly on what is highly important and valuable when it sounds familiar or common, or what kind of a tragedy that is. Anyway, let's move on. Men seek for respect and financial stability, while ladies seek for attention and love. But to be sincere with you, this is not just limited to relationships alone. Our body as well craves and cries for attention, care, and nourishment. But only a few gives that to their body. It bothers me a lot when I come in contact with people who see exercise, diet, or sleep as favor done to their bodies, forgetting that these activities are investments into a healthy and a peaceful future, leading them to making use of their body recklessly, thinking that they can buy their way into health and peace. Only if they can observe multi-millionaires and billionaires who depend on drugs to function on daily basis and who are ready to trade all what they have just to sustain and maintain peace and health for the rest of their lives. Maybe by then they will understand that true wealth or achievement is not measured by possession but by the state of their health. Because without that, every other achievement is meaningless. And in addition to that, simply trying to eliminate certain diseases just by cutting off certain habits alone won't bring the desired result. You just have to keep in mind that anytime you are trying to cut off certain unhealthy habits, certain harmful habits, you need to implement the healthy ones. For instance, reducing your salt intake to manage hypertension, that alone won't bring the desired outcome. What about adding food rich in potassium and magnesium? That alone won't minimize the triggers of hypertension, but as well help the heart to perform its function optimally. And second to that, just by switching from refined foods to whole grain foods can incredibly benefit you more than what you can imagine. This can actually save you from unnecessary spendings on your health and as well unnecessary health bills and as well enhance your overall body activity and most importantly increase the ability of your body, yeah, to help you manage blood sugars and as well reduce unhealthy cravings. Can you see? Just remember that the goal is not to be perfect, the goal is to be healthy. Another important and major key needed to overcoming any kind of disease is as well known as faith and a positive mindset. Sincerely, I don't know how much I need to emphasize this because only a few number of people understand its potence, how powerful it is, and they make use of it. Hmm. This reminds me of a very touching story. A couple of years back, I was lying down lifeless on a sick bed. I was so sick to an extent that people thought I might not survive it because it was a frightening and a scary situation. To a point that I was feeling like every of my last breath. might be the last one. And I remember a couple of times when my mom got closer to me to check up on me and called my name. Even though I could feel her presence very close to me, her voice sounded like someone who was calling from far away. Wow, it was getting terrible day by day. And my mom, who belongs to a Christian community, reached out to some prominent pastors in our area then. Unfortunately for me, they came and prayed for me. And after a couple of days, something supernatural happened. I got stirred in my spirit. I got prompted to believe that by a specific day I would be fine. And I think that should be Thursday by now. And with the help of the Spirit, I began to tell within myself that by Thursday I would be fine. By Thursday I would be strong. By Thursday I would be made whole. Even though the situation was hopeless, I clung to my belief. Even though the people were helpless, with the help of the Spirit, I hung to my faith. Because sometimes that's all we have left. And during that process, my mom decided to take me to a health center where she worked. And on that faithful Thursday night, on our way back home, the last step of the staircase that I took by the expressway, I felt the sickness had left with it, and I felt loosed. I felt relaxed. I felt energized. And I remember telling my mom, I said, Mom, I'm feeling better. And to be sincere with you, since then until forever, I'm getting stronger day by day. At the end of the surprising part of this, it is that it taught me an important lesson that I would like to share with you. And that is, God does not generalize His healing through a single pattern. Your faith means that you need to trust and obey His instructions for your healing. Remember, He is the greatest healer of all time. All you need is patience and discernment to understand His unique method for your healing. Did you know for some, He might choose to direct them to a praise concert or a church for their healing, and for others, He might choose to visit them in their dreams for their restoration. But it is crucial to understand that God doesn't break existing protocols. God doesn't break existing principles to heal. Instead, He works through them. And for God to choose to accelerate your healing, He might choose to direct a teaching or a medical professional or a resource that is equipped with all what it takes to address your condition. Yeah, that's true. That reminds me, just like the video you are watching right now, this can be an answered prayer if utilized well. And this is why faith should not be an option. Your belief in God shouldn't be optional. Because anytime you permit disbelief or a poor mindset, you've just hindered the flow of healing from within. Which leads me to one of the highest and most important keys to overcoming any kind of disease. Because without this key, most people have buried themselves long before they were finally buried. And painfully so, it wasn't their physical state alone that suffered. Their mind, their vision, their desires suffered alongside with it, leading many people to quit before their healing began. And that key is consistency in your healing journey. See, there is no controversy that it takes 40 years to be 40 years old. Likewise, 50 years to be 50 years old. So you can't just expect to undo years of damage in just a moment. For instance, have you ever eaten food that wasn't fully cooked before? How was the experience? Was it palatable? Was it enjoyable? No. And that's the way it is. Anytime you force healing on your body system, if care is not taken, you are bringing a painful burden that you might not be able to overcome later in the future. Anyway, I will share this secret with you. The secret that has been kept from you for a long time. Because your impatience is what has been leading you to searching for drugs that can undo 50 years of damage in just a day. And this is the secret. You think you are buying those drugs or those ideas with your money alone? No, you are not buying them with your money alone. You are buying them with your life as well. And if care is not taken, you are bringing upon yourself what you yourself, your money, doctors, and even pastors won't be able to help you recover from. And as you can see, that it's not about how many doctors you visit or how much you spend on your health that matters. It's about applying the right keys at the right time. Yeah, sure. And how happy will you be if you can see your pain, your symptoms, and your disease disappear in just a couple of weeks? Because in my next video, I'll be sharing with you why it looks like God isn't answering prayers for you anymore. I'm so sure you don't want to miss out on that. Yeah, I trust you. So, click on the subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell, because I'm so sure you'll soon become a blessing to your family and your generation. Let's get on the journey. I love you.